Hello to all my happy Black women. It's Rosetta, and I am here for day 3 of the Get Focused 5-Day Mindset Challenge for Black women entrepreneurs. We are on day 3, Declutter Your Environment. And I am here with you to talk a little bit more about that topic and take a few of your questions. So today has been really fun because I'm doing a video shoot. I'm recording video all weekend long with my videographer. And so it's really cool to see how I can use video to uplevel my brand and my business and still run my challenge at the same time. So I just encourage all of you who are building your businesses and your brands that you can do a lot in a weekend, which is what we're doing this weekend, and still run your business. So I'm excited about what's to come, and for me and for you. So hello, Renee. Hello, all the ladies that are here. Definitely take some time to post in the comments so that I know that you're here. But today's topic is all about decluttering your environment. And when I talk about your environment, I'm talking about not just your physical environment, but your mental environment, your spiritual environment, the environment that you live in a daily basis. So that is not just your home and your office, but it's also where your mind is every day as well. So I want to talk a little bit about the importance of decluttering and some specific things that you may want to do as you go through this process for yourself. So yesterday, you took some time to map out your money goals for your life and for your business. And you've done some goal setting, some really powerful goal setting, and I want to acknowledge you for that. Because for many women, it's so hard to think about what it is that they want that they never get it because they're just not clear. So you've got some clarity right now. And when you get clarity, the most immediate thing that you want to do next is to prepare to receive exactly what it is that you have clarity on. You want to prepare to receive exactly what it is that you want, that you wrote down in your life narrative and that you wrote down in terms of your money goals. You have to prepare to receive. I call this getting ready to receive. And when you're not ready to receive, it's hard for things to come into your life. It's hard for clients to come. It's hard for customers to come. It's hard for abundance in any form to come into your life if you're still holding on to the old stuff, the things that no longer serve you. So beautiful to see all of you joining us, Cinnamon and Jewel, Kimberly, Carmen. It's really important that you make space and make room for your new life. We talked and have been talking about the mindset of a successful Black woman entrepreneur and knowing that everything that you can imagine is possible. And the challenge for many of us is we do the visioning, we do the vision boards, we write down our vision and our narrative, and we even write down our money goals, but deep down there's still a part of us that doesn't believe it's possible, so we don't take the next steps necessary to bring that vision to life. And so obviously I don't want that to be you. And for me, my journey has been a journey of belief, and it's been a journey of faith. And having faith that everything that I desire is already mine, and I just have to take the steps to receive it. We talked a little bit in, I think, one of our previous video training about the connection between God and our vision and our goals. And my belief is that our goals are God-given and we're not separate from God, and that everything that we want is available to us. There's nothing that is off the table. There's nothing that's impossible. There's nothing that is like, oh, that's not for you. If you had the thought, if the thought was put into your mind, then it is for you and it is possible for you to achieve. But we do have to make room to receive it. We cannot want something and at the same time believe that we can't have it. It just doesn't work that way. Energetically, it can't work that way. So as soon as you write down what you want, you have to then immediately make room to receive it because you are fully believing and fully having faith that you will get it. So for instance, if if someone told you that you were going to get a new car tomorrow, wouldn't you like make space in your garage for that car to come in? Like if you just, you want a new, living room set, you would get rid of the old living room set so you can put the nice new, beautiful brand new one in your living room. And so that is how I want you to be about your goals. You've written it down, you've gotten the vision, you know what your money goals are, and now I want you to act exactly as if that is coming to you. Act exactly as if that is going to be part of your life very soon. You don't want to keep living your life in the old way when you are believing and having faith that a new way is coming. It just doesn't work when you do that. So be in alignment and be congruent with the goals that you have. So if you want, I know I read some of your life narratives now, if you want an amazing man to come into your life, you have to get rid of all your ties that you have with the broke down negative ones that have come in. You have to delete their phone numbers. You have to stop texting them back. You have to take their pictures off your phone and unfriend them on Facebook so that you can attract and bring in the kind of man that you want. And of course, this applies to every area of your life, your relationships, your business. If you are believing and having faith that you are going to receive the kind of clients that are going to pay you a certain amount of money, you have to get rid of the ones that nickel and dime you, that always ask you for discounts, that don't appreciate anything. You have to fire them too so that you can bring in new clients, a new kind of person that is going to appreciate your work, is going to really give you those referrals. They're not going to nickel and dime you. They're not going to ask for discounts. They're going to pay you what you know your work is worth. But in order to do that, you have to get rid of the old. So today's challenge is all about out with the old and in with the new. And when I say new, it's about new energy and it's about new opportunities for you as an entrepreneur. Now, what I want to say about decluttering is that it is definitely important that you declutter your physical environment. This is the environment that you work in every day. It's important to have a place that you can work in, whether you work full-time or you work your business full-time, whether you work a job full-time. You need to have a place where you can work and feel good. And so even when I had my full-time job, when I was working in the nonprofit sector, I had a place, whether it was my kitchen table or, I bought a desk from IKEA and I worked at that desk. That was my work desk where I did my blogging and the things that I was doing to build my business on the side until I was able to quit my job. So you have to have a place where you can create the business that you want. And so your physical environment is certainly very, very important. If you have boxes everywhere, you got clutter everywhere, you got a mess everywhere, it's hard for you to stay focused and have clarity because you've got all of this junk around that doesn't even make sense for you to have anymore. And so when I say get rid of things that no longer serve you, I do mean the boxes, I do mean the clothes, the shoes that you can't fit anymore, all of that. You have to get rid of your old life. And here's the number one reason why. You have to get rid of all of the things in your life that you won't need for where you're going. Back in 2011, I got rid of all of my stuff and I started to travel the world. And I got rid of my furniture. I sold some of it on Craigslist. I got rid of my clothes. I still had work clothes, like I had blazers and slacks that I got from New York and Company, my little matching outfits for work. And I said, why am I holding on to these clothes? I don't need them for where I'm going. So I want you to look around your home, your office, your closet and ask yourself, do I need these things for where I'm going? Do I still need these things for where I'm going? And if where you're going does not require you to have those items, throw them away. You have to lighten your load so that you can move forward more quickly. And when you're holding on to things, you're more bogged down. And even though you may not be able to feel it physically, it's happening mentally, it's happening spiritually for you. Especially those of you that are holding on to things that were from previous businesses that may have failed, previous jobs that maybe you got fired from. Those are all reminders of past negative experiences. Some of you are holding on to things from your divorce, from breakups with someone that you just can't bear to get rid of that picture, but you have to get rid of it. The memory of that person is not gone. The memory of that experience is not gone, but the physical embodiment of it is out of your space. And then you're able to attract new things. When you're holding on to old things, you confuse the universe. The universe, I believe, is God and everything in it, right? So for me, I want to send the universe a clear message that I am ready for new things. I'm ready for abundance. And so I'm getting rid of all the old things so the new things can come in. And when you're holding on to old things, and at the same time, you're saying, I want a new life, the universe is confused. It's like, girl, what do you want? Do you want something new? Or do you want to hold on to those old memories and those old hurts and pains and disappointments? So you have to get that stuff out of your house. You have to get it out of your space. For me, in the past, of course, I decluttered so that I could live out of a suitcase and travel the world and reduce my living expenses. Some of you have read my journey on my blog about how I downsized my life in 2011, and I began traveling the world to Europe and Asia and South America and all different places that I was able to go because I was traveling light. I went from being a bag lady to traveling light and being able to move quickly throughout the world and run my business from anywhere. And definitely, if you want to be location independent, you don't want to be bogged down with a whole bunch of stuff. But also, just really look around at the things that you're carrying, the things that you're holding on to. It is definitely a form of self-sabotage when you are holding on to your old failures and at the same time finding it difficult to move forward. When you're holding on to memories of old failures, it's almost like holding up a mirror to yourself of the old you and making sure that you will never forget that you failed. And honestly, that was just a period of your life that you can choose to let go. So it's very important that you look around and really be honest with yourself and say, why am I holding on to this? That is not where, I don't need that for where I'm going. I'm not going to need these items for where I am going, and then let them go. So that is the importance of decluttering your physical environment. When it comes to your mental environment, your spiritual space, I feel like if you want to be successful, you've got to protect your space. You've got to protect your space in terms of the people that you allow around you, the thoughts that you allow to come into your mind, and you have to be vigilant and very ruthless about that. And it's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and say that it is, but along my journey, I have learned that the people around you can put things into your head that you don't need to be there. Doubts, fears, them projecting their own spirit of lack onto you. If you want to live an abundant life, you have to think abundant thoughts. You have to be around abundant people. You cannot, again, confuse the universe by saying, I want to be successful. I want to make $1 million. All the things that you guys wrote down in your life narrative and that you mapped out with your money goals. You cannot say you want that, but continue to surround yourself with people who have small minds, limited beliefs, and they're projecting that onto you because you come in the room and you are positive, you are in a high vibration, and now you have all these people around you that are at a very low vibration, and you come in and they say one thing to you and you can be deflated. And it doesn't make sense to walk around being deflated. So this is a good time for you to take a good look at the people around you and make sure that they are the kind of people who are going where you're going, who can support you for where you're going. One of the biggest things that I have done in my journey that people have not always understood or agreed with is that I make decisions for where I'm going, not for where I am now. I make decisions for where I am going, not where I am now. And that includes the kind of people that I surround myself with. As you up-level your mindset, everybody is not going to be able to vibe with you on the level that you are at. Does that mean that you just stop being friends with them? Sometimes it does, depending on their level of toxicity. But many times it just means that you only interact with them in certain ways. So I began to see my friends as friends, not as confidants when it comes to my business goals, my money goals, because I got tired of hearing, oh, do you think that you can really do that? Oh, that's a lot of money. Or, do you think that people are really going to pay you that? And yes, I did have friends tell me that my prices were too high in my business and I was doing too much because I wanted to go to all these different countries and places. And I had to really begin to be more selective with who I shared my visions with. And the circle of people that I now share those things with is very small. My boyfriend, my good friend in Hawaii, my best friend from high school has evolved over the years, and now she knows not to question my plans, just that I need her as a support. I don't need any feedback, really. So that is very important, to look at the people around you and declutter your circle and your network that's around you. So, so let's see. One of the things that I wanted to share before I answer some questions is, in this process of decluttering and letting go of what no longer serves you and letting go of the things that you don't need for where you're going, is to really stay in a place of gratitude for what you do have. For the things that you do have and you love and you're going to keep them in your life, and for the people that you do have and that you love and you're going to keep in your life. So you don't want to just let go and release without then being in a spirit of gratitude for what you have, for what you're keeping. Because when you let go, there could be this feeling of loss, whether you're letting go of some of your favorite shoes from over the years to some of the people that you don't want to interact with anymore. So I want you to follow up this process of decluttering with a spirit of gratitude. I want you to say thank you for the things that you do have in your home now, that you love and you cherish and you enjoy and they're useful to you still. I want you to say thank you for the people that you still are going to keep in your life, that are supportive and energizing and high vibration and loving toward you. I want you to say thank you for the environment that you have chosen to put yourself in, for the blessings that you have right now, because what I believe, especially after going through a process of completely downsizing, and now I live in a home now where I didn't have a home for like 4.5 years. I just traveled all over the world and I rented Airbnbs, I stayed in hotels, hostels, I rented rooms, to now being very grateful that I have a home base. I have a home here in San Diego. I had a home in Hawaii. And it's a place that I can call home. And I have a great relationship now that I can say is very supportive. And I haven't always had that. I haven't always had people that understood that I'm a lot. I have big ideas. I am a very positive person. I don't deal with negativity very well. And to have people around me that understand that even though I don't have a lot of those people, I don't have a circle or a crew of 20 people. I'm like, there's 5 really awesome people in my life that I can go to with anything that I have. And some of that is family, some of that is friends, and of course, my boyfriend. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I took the time to let go of everything that did not serve me so that I can receive the people that are in my life now. I can cherish them and appreciate them at a higher level. So that is our assignment for today. That is my insight that I can share with you from my own journey. And now I'd like to take a few questions from those of you who'd like to post on the thread in your comments. So what questions do you have for me? What questions do you have for me? Linda says, I'm a lot too. Yes, I am a lot, and everyone cannot handle me. So me and a friend of mine were talking about that the other day. So, what questions do you have for me? I am happy to answer what questions you have today. uh, Andrea says, I was introduced to you through your minimalism video. I loved it. Thank you. Thank you. um, yes. So let's see. What questions do you have? Regina says, what is the litmus test for letting go of people, stuff, and ideas? Cool. So for some of you, I want you to listen to my podcast. I gave you a bonus resource for today. I did a podcast episode on 4 decluttering rituals. So that may give you additional insight for this today's assignment about decluttering. But when it comes to deciding on what to let go of, what to get rid of, number one is what I shared earlier, and that is, do I still need this? Is this something that is going to be able to go with me for where I'm going? Because there's some things in your life that are okay for right now. It's like, there are relationships that I've been in that were like, it's okay for right now, but when I blow up, he's not going to be there. And I started asking myself, well, why is he around in the first place? Why have anything in my life that I'm just settling for? So if it's something that you love and you cherish and you want to see in your physical environment, then sure, keep it. But if it's something that you're like, every time you walk by it, you're like, oh, I don't really like that. Like, just get rid of it now. You don't have to wait. You can get rid of it now. And if there are people in your life that you don't see being with you over the long haul of where you're going, then it doesn't make sense to just keep them hanging around just because they're familiar or they're comfortable. You can make those decisions right now. So that's the main thing for me is this something that I love, enjoy, cherish now? If not, then let it go. If it's something or someone that I don't feel is going to be coming with me as I glow up, then I get rid of them now, and so everyone has to make that choice of when that time will be, but it's a decision that you can make certainly now. So, let's see. Risala, I'm concerned with being perceived as stuck up. How do I find balance with this? Number one, if you feel that you're going to be perceived as stuck up, I would test that theory. Be who you are, do what you want to do, and see what people say. And the people that think you're stuck up are probably not your people. They're probably not the people that you want to be around. So, with some of your life narratives, I can see some of the things that you want for your life. You have goals that other people don't have, and they may be perceived as bougie or stuck up or whatever people say. But I have learned that I don't play well with those people. I don't fit in well with those people. And if someone's going to think I'm stuck up, I'm not going to dumb myself down or water myself down to make them feel more comfortable or to fit in with them so that I can be their friend or whatever. If someone's going to perceive that you're stuck up, it's probably not someone you want to be around. So, yeah, be okay with people thinking you're stuck up, but also know that you don't have to be around those people if you don't want to. Okay, Carmen, how did you know when you broke through to the other side of your dreams? So, the exercise that you guys did about creating your ideal life narrative is very descriptive for a reason. Once you start to achieve some of those things that you've written down, you know that you're on the right track. You know that you're doing the right things. You know that your mindset is where it needs to be. Now, if you're going years and years and years without getting any closer to that life, you're still stuck in the same place you were years ago, then of course something may have to change. Okay, Coleman Reese, in decluttering, where do you place your family? I have a philosophy that many people don't agree with, but it has been essential for me. I have had people in my family say things that were pretty negative in my journey. I will say that I know my family loves me, but I do come from a family that we have known lack and a mindset of like abundance, and the life that I want to live is not something that my grandmother could understand or my mom could understand. My uncle, different people had different reactions. And so I say that you have to protect your space, and that includes your family. You do not have to be around your family all the time or talk to them all the time to love them. And I noticed in my journey that I had to be selective when I spoke to my family. So my grandmother, I know she loves me and I love her, but she is a very negative person. And in my journey to build a successful business and travel the world, she's the one that says, "Are you sure you want to go to Mexico? Because they're kidnapping people there. They're cutting off people's heads." And she would send me articles and tell me what's going on in the news. And I'm like, "Grandma, I don't need to know that. I already bought my plane ticket to Mexico. Why are you telling me all these negative things about Mexico?" And she was also the one worried about when I quit my job. Like, how are you going to make money? And and all these different things I just didn't need to hear. So I went from talking to her, every few days to once a week and then once a month. And does that mean that I don't love my grandmother? No, but it means that I'm not going to allow her negativity to affect me. At some point, you have to break the cycle in your family. And to break the cycle, sometimes you have to step out of that environment. And it doesn't mean that you are never going to talk to them again, but it means that for your own progress and sanity, you have to limit your interactions with them. So that's how I've approached it. Okay. So Jacqueline says, "I have to be transparent. It's my spouse. He struggles sometimes. I don't allow things to rattle me. Also, how do I remove myself from family discussions that are negative?" I leave the room. I get off the phone. So, whenever my grandmother, for instance, would start going off on some negative tangent, I would say, "Grandma, it was nice talking to you. I gotta go." "Okay, baby, I'll talk to you later." It's you have to make the choice to extract yourself from the situation and let them keep talking and carrying it on, but you don't have to be a part of that. And certainly, a lot of women who are going through creating something successful in their business, they struggle with their spouse not being on that same wavelength. And so definitely one of the best things you can do, Jacqueline, is keep your vibration high, keep your mindset strong, and let people be where they are. We're not trying to change people. We're not trying to change people in our family. We're not trying to change your man. He's going to change on his own schedule, and people in your family are going to change on their own schedule if they change at all. And you have to be okay with that. One of my biggest criteria for being in a romantic relationship with someone was that when I met them and started dating them, I forced myself to see them for who they were and not for their potential. So I had to make a choice, like, if this man never changed, would I be okay with being in a relationship with him? Because I know that you can't change people. I've tried in the past and it doesn't work. I've tried to change family members. I've tried to get them to read books and, to come to things with me and to start to think differently. I've tried to turn my men from a 5 to a 10. My mom always said I tried to turn people from a nickel into a dime. And, you just have to let people be a nickel. Because that's where they are. And people are not going to change because you want them to. They're going to change when they want to. And so you just have to remove yourself from those situations and let people be who they are. Let people be where they are. And you don't have to be a part of it if you don't want to. So, let's see. I probably have time for 1 or 2 more questions. Let's see. There was another question I just saw. Okay. Sorry guys, it's moving kind of fast. Jessica says, how do you deal with people who are attempting to stay past their season? So, okay, here's what I'll say is you have the power. One of the things I say to my clients who work with me more closely, I always tell them, and I'm the reminder that you are the captain of your own ship. You are the captain of this ship. You are the leader of your life. You're the captain of your ship. And if somebody's trying to hang around, you have to make the decision for them to go. So, I have cut people off very easily and simply by just saying, you know what, I don't know what your situation is. If it is a romantic person, I say, you know what, I'm no longer interested in you. If you're dating, there's my timer. I'm no longer interested in you. This is not working for me. I mean, you have to, if you need to write out your script of what you need to say to that particular person, whether it's a romantic relationship or a friend that is no longer, a mutually beneficial friendship. I've had to let go of friendships that just became more about me pouring into them and, them not helping me at all. So, I would just say this is not working for me anymore. And I wish you all the best. It's not anything negative. I don't cuss people out. I don't put that negative energy out there into the world. I don't talk bad about people on social media. I don't make this big public thing of I'm leaving you, I'm getting rid of you. But it's more of this is not working for me. And if you choose to, you can tell the person why or not. It's up to you. You're the captain of your ship. You are the leader of your life. And you get to let people go. And if they don't agree with it, that's their problem. You have the choice to end any relationship that you want. Okay, let me answer one more question. Okay. Andrea, how do you address your family asking for money? It's very simple. I say no. I tell them no. When we were in Oakland at our last live event, my co-speaker, Debrina Jackson-Gandy, gave some very great examples for the ladies to practice saying no. And one of them was just that no. Just say no as a complete sentence. No. And, as an example from my own life, I'm happy to be, as transparent as I can with you during this process. I know that some of you are going to want to, walk with me and work further with me in our Happy Black Woman Business Academy that I'll tell you guys more about later. But, part of my journey has been defining how I want my relationships to be. So with my family, yeah, I have cousins that are in need always of something. They don't manage their money properly. And so they will go and buy Jordans and not pay for their rent. And, I had a period of time where I was being hit up for rent. I have a cousin who he doesn't think that the laws of this country apply to him, and so he likes to get in trouble and get arrested. And so I was hit up for rent money, bail money, car money, all the above. And it got to a point where I just had to set boundaries. So Andrea and everyone else, you have to set boundaries. So when you say no, it's setting a boundary, right? So that you're not available for everyone's stuff. You're not available to solve everybody's problems. You have to learn how to say no. And for me, I just started telling people that, look, here's a relationship that I want. I want to be your cousin, not your bank. Okay? I want to be your cousin, not your bank. And so you can come to me, we can talk about things, we can, talk on the phone, I can give you advice, but I'm not going to be your bank. I know that you're capable of, getting what you need to get on your own, but I'm not going to be your bank. Because truthfully, that's not the relationship I wanted. I mean, I knew that, even with having a job, I was more successful than many people in my family. And I did give out money when I had my job. And when I started my business, I knew that, first of all, I needed to manage my own money to invest in my business. And as I got more successful, I was like, man, I don't want to get to the $1 million, $5 million mark and people just, all they do every time they call is ask me for money. That is not the kind of family I want to have. And so I started to train them. And I said, I will talk to you, I will give you advice, but I'm not going to be your bank. And that is what I said to my cousins. Those were the ones that were coming and asking the most. And my grandmother was another one that as I got more successful, she started seeing me travel and she started asking for more money. And I had always given her money to supplement her her disability and her social security, and I stopped doing that because she just started asking for more and more and more, and she really doesn't need it. It was more of, giving her money to go out to eat and go do this and go do that. And then she started asking for items like TVs, couches, and I had to nip that in the bud. And it's like, Grandma, I love you, but the things that you're asking for are things that people can buy when they have jobs. And you don't have a job. And so I am not going to buy you all the things that that people buy when they have jobs. You're retired, you're enjoying your life, and I'm not going to fill your house with all this stuff that, number one, you don't need, and number two, is not on my heart to purchase for you. So I did have to do some communication with my family to let them know this is not the relationship I want. I want to be your granddaughter. I don't want to be your sugar daddy. You just come to me whenever you see something on QVC that you want a new gadget for your house. And so that transformed our relationship. Me setting a boundary with her. Now she doesn't ask me for anything. She asks other family members, but she doesn't ask me. When we talk, it's a different conversation. How you doing, Grandma? How you doing? We have great conversations, and she never asks me for anything. Okay? But when I go visit her, I spoil her. I take her out. I buy her the things she wants to have. We have great experiences, and that's what I value with her and my cousins is experiences, not me being the one footing the bill for everything when they want it. But it's on my terms. I will pay for Disneyland tickets for my family so we can have that experience. But I'm not buying cars, I'm not paying rent, and I'm not bailing anybody out of jail. That's my boundary. And you have to know and set your own boundaries. Right? So, thank you all for being here with me today. I love doing these live streams. I'm looking forward to doing a couple more for our next 2 days of the challenge, and I look forward to sharing more with you guys about our Happy Black Woman Business Academy. If you guys are enjoying this content and this community, I'm going to tell you about our brand new monthly membership program called the Happy Black Woman Business Academy that you'll be able to join so that you can get more training from me about your business and get monthly group coaching as well. All right, ladies, have a beautiful rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.